would be better or giving me what I wanted out of that $50 product. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. We're doing another complexion product review, you guys. We are talking about the new Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer meets CC Cream. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's the Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer meets CC Cream, and I was so excited when it launched. I grabbed it immediately. I've been trying and testing it, and I have some thoughts. I have some freaking thoughts, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. And we're going to be doing like full review. We're going to be comparing and contrasting to a couple, not a bunch, but a couple of products that I feel like you'll have questions on comparably, like whether or not it's better or worse than, or do I feel like it's comparable to this product or whatever. So we're going to be doing some comparing and contrasting as well. And I'm so excited. You know, you guys, it has been quite the complexion era right now. Like I feel like everyone's coming out with complexion products, whether it's a base product or a concealer. There have been so many launches and we have more coming up, and I'm excited to get into those as well later. But we're getting into this Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer meets CC Cream review, and I'm so excited. You know, base products really, like concealer and like a true like base product are at the top of my list of obsessions, minus blush right now. I have been just loving trying all these new ones and really seeing how they like measure up to like my favorite conventional products, but also my favorite just clean products. There's so many freaking ones that have come out, and can I just say something? They have all really impressed me, and I'm really freaking excited. So I really want to get into this review and let you know kind of where I feel like it stands, because Jason Wu Beauty specifically is such a good price point brand that like if they come out with a good product, it's like jazzy. Like it's amazing, because sometimes complexion products can just be like really freaking expensive, and it's nice to know that there's like budget options out there. So I just want to kind of get into this video. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Let's get into this Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer meets CC Cream review. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. So the Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer CC Cream. So first things first, let's talk about what a CC cream is. CC cream is more of a color correcting cream. They can be more full coverage or more lightweight. It kind of depends. I don't think there's any like one way that a CC cream has come, but in general, I have seen them to be a little bit lighter than like your traditional tinted moisturizer, and they're meant to kind of be a complexion evening product and like color correct and kind of balance your skin tone out. So a tinted moisturizer mixed with that is kind of, I would say, something similar. It has color correcting properties, but it also has the properties of a tinted moisturizer, if that makes sense. And in general, the CC creams I have used, I have tried the It Cosmetics one, but in general, I feel like on average, you can get like a more medium to sheer coverage kind of vibe with CC creams. So again, this is the Jason Wu one. The shade I got in this is the shade 8, I believe. Yeah, shade 8. I will put the shades and everything on the screen so you can kind of see. I believe there's 12 shades in total, which is great. It looks like they have like a decent shade range, which I really enjoy. I do feel like the mid shades the mid shade option, which is what my complexion is, there were fewer than there were of like the light and the deeper tones. I feel like, but I could be wrong. I feel like when I was picking, I was kind of agonizing. I wasn't sure. And there were only 2 that I really felt like, okay, these could really work for me. But let's do this. So this is shade 8. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand so that you can kind of see what it looks like. And I do feel like shade 8 is a decent match for me. So look at that, like sheared out. And I'm going to then shear it out more so you can kind of see how it blends out. And you're meant to apply it with your hand. And it has a consistency similar, I would say, in terms of the way that it feels to the Say Beauty Slip Tint Tinted Moisturizer. So this is similar in like the way that it feels, not necessarily in thickness or in coverage, but it's really pretty. So I actually prefer to blend this out with my fingers, but you know, if you're new to this channel, you might not know, but I prefer in general with my complexion products to apply them with my fingers and then go over them with like a beauty sponge or a brush. So what I'm going to do actually is, since this is a more sheer product, I did want to kind of show you how it is blended out with my finger. And then I also want to show you how it kind of blends out with a brush. So we're going to kind of blend it with a brush so you can kind of see. Now, I do like this with a brush as well. They recommend using your finger, and that's generally how I like to apply things, but it blends out really pretty with a brush, and it applies similarly with a beauty sponge. Now, because it is more sheer coverage, I will say I don't love it as much with a sponge as I do with like a brush or my fingers, just because I feel like the sponge absorbs a lot more of the product. Not too much, but like I feel like I have to apply a touch more if I use a sponge than if I use a brush or my fingers. If you apply it with your fingers, you get like some nice sheer coverage, as you've seen. And it is, what I will say, like it isn't super dewy, but it isn't super matte in any way. I feel like it has a very nice, as you can see, natural finish. And when I wear it throughout the day, I don't feel like I get super dewy. I don't feel like I need to powder before this. And I do definitely get super oily in the middle here. So it is a really pretty finish. Now, I've worn it underneath foundations and I've worn it alone. I like it both ways, but I really like this product alone. There is not a lot of coverage. This product kind of gives me what I wanted the Rose Ink tinted serum to do. Now, I feel like that one had like such, it didn't really even out my skin tone that much. Granted, I got the wrong shade, but I feel like I didn't really get the evening of the skin tone as much as I wanted, especially for redness around my nose. I feel like it really didn't balance that out as much. And it didn't really give me the plumpness that I wanted my skin to get from a like more serum style product. But I do feel like this kind of plumps up my skin a little bit. It gives me a really even skin tone and an even canvas, and it wears well with other products. So it wears well with other foundations on top. It plays well on its own with like blushes, powders, creams, liquids, and I really enjoy this. Now, the one thing I will say is I don't love this as much with a more gel base underneath it. And by that I mean a gel style face cream. I feel like throughout the day, towards the end, around the bottom of my face, I felt like there was slight pilling. Not right away when I applied it, but I felt like throughout the day, just at the bottom here for me, for some reason, there was pilling, which I'm not really sure why. It was a little funky, but that happens to me sometimes. Just some products don't gel as well with gel-based products because that they have a little bit more of oils in them. And I do feel like this is really hydrating and it plumps up my skin. It makes it look really, really pretty. So I really, really enjoy this. Okay, now let's talk about the Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer Meet CC Cream, when we're out the name, versus other ones in my collection. So the ones I'm going to be comparing it to are the Say Beauty, the Ami Collet, and the Tower 28. Now, some of these have sunscreen. So the Say Beauty one and the Tower 28 one have sunscreen. The Ami Collet does not. The one that I would say is actually the most similar in terms of consistency is the Tower 28 one. It has a very similar consistency, and I would say the finish is a little bit more similar, however, with initial application. However, this one gets dewy. The Tower 28 one gets more dewy than the Jason Wu one. The Jason Wu one, I will say, I feel like does a really good job at staying relatively natural looking throughout the day as a finish, natural satin kind of looking, without getting too dewy, which I really, really enjoy because sometimes you just don't want to be as dewy, especially if you're layering this with other products. I've layered this with all the skin tints that I'm mentioning today, and it layers beautifully with all of them. I've also layered this with the Kosas foundation. I have layered this with most of the foundations and skin tints in my collection, and they layer all beautifully. Now, some of these have sunscreen in them. So the Say Beauty and the Tower 28 have sunscreen. The Jason Wu does not have sunscreen in it, and neither does the Ami Collet. I will say I feel like I get a little less dewy throughout the day with this. It really evens my skin tone, and I want to mention that I do grab this interchangeably. The Jason Wu one I grab interchangeably with these three specifically, and I feel like the way that my skin looks at the end of the day, this one has a little bit more control control over how dewy I get. I still get dew. I still get kind of that really youthful glow to my skin, but it's less dewy than these and the way that these kind of dew up throughout the day. Now, the Say Beauty one, I will say, out of these three, dews up the least. So I would say in terms of comparability there, this is kind of, the Jason Wu is kind of comparable in the way that it kind of dews up less, like the Say Beauty. But the Say Beauty has more coverage. All of these have more coverage than the Jason Wu one. What I will say is the Jason Wu gives me very much a skincare meets base makeup vibe, which I'm very impressed with. And this, to me, gives me, I don't know if I mentioned this before, so I'm going to say it again, what I kind of wanted out of the Rose Ink, in terms of evening my skin tone, but then also giving me a little bit of plump, giving me a little bit of something. It really does feel like it's doing something to my skin. Not that the Rose Ink one doesn't have like a skincare vibe to it, because it does and it is skincare, obviously, but it kind of almost was a little flat to me, because it was so minimal sheer coverage, but it also didn't plump my skin up the way I wanted to. This kind of gives me what I wanted from that product, if that makes sense. So if you're looking for cheaper, this is like $20. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, such a good price. A cheaper alternative to that, you want something that gives you color correcting, evening of skin tone vibes, but you want it to be super sheer coverage, but give you a little something. This does that. Although this doesn't have SPF in it, that's okay with me. For the price of $20, this is such a good price. To me, that doesn't bother me as much, because with the Rose Ink one, my concern was the price is hefty. Like, that is an expensive product, and that's okay. It does a good job. It is a pretty product, but I need a little something more for a $50 price point. Like, I need a little bit more. For a $20 price point, I get what I want out of that one at a cheaper price, and I feel like this has like a nice variety of shades. So I really, really do enjoy this. I'm very impressed by this product. I would love to know your thoughts. Have you used this? If you have, what do you feel? Do you like it? If you haven't, were you waiting for me to review this and hoping that it was going to be good? Because the price is seriously unmatched, you guys. Like, I mean, a $50 product, I'm comparing this to a $50 product, okay? A $50 product. And right now I'm saying that it could be better or giving me what I wanted out of that $50 product. That's really freaking impressive if you ask me. Like, she's so cute. And I feel like the shade match is good. This shade will also carry over well into like when I'm getting more sun on my face. And I really, really enjoy that. Like, more sun on my body. So I wanted to match my neck. This is really, really good. It wears beautifully. Huge fan. I really am impressed with this. Like, by the end of the day, I didn't feel so dewy. And that, sometimes I don't want to feel that dewy, but I love dew. I want to look really healthy. This gives me like such a healthy looking complexion. Obsession of life. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, the fact that I'm even saying, is she even on the same playing field? The answer was yes. Like, the fact that I'm even saying that is wild. So I am so freaking excited about this product. I'm so impressed. I mean, who would have thought a $20 product would jazz me quite the way that this has? All right? Who would have thought? Not me. Not me.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
So impressed. Obsessed with it. And yeah, that is for my Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer Meets CC Cream review, my Jason Wu Tinted Moisturizer review. I would love to know down below if you're going to grab it. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.